Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do One Piece. One Piece. Oh yes. Episode 635 review. That is 635 of One Piece. Now, this one right here. Okay, well, first of all, before I get started, of course, look down in the description box below for the link to the episode on One Piece Official. And, of course, well, no. I'll do that another day. Basically, let me focus on the episode because I want to make it fairly quick because I have stuff to do today. I need to do another One Piece discussion video. It's going to be short today, but it's a topic that someone wants me to talk about, and I'll get to it later on today. But you guys, I think, would be intrigued about it. And what I can say is that the episode, so let me focus on the episode. The episode actually had a good structure. Because, surprise, surprise, they actually had separate scenes, and they actually clarified on the separate scenes. I'm like, really? Like, they had 6 scenes in total. And then scene 1, which is pretty much the Coliseum stuff, was pretty much distributed across the entire episode. But in general, there were 6 scenes. So it actually really helps me because it breaks the entire episode down. The episode breaks itself down, and that's very convenient. And to be honest, even though the pacing was still pretty slow, because Scene 6, which is the last major scene, when it's Nami and Brook and they're playing Shogun with Momonosuke. That scene in particular was very long. But regardless of that, I do want to give a lot of props because they did actually structure the episode in a very nice fashion. And that's truth be told. So to get the scenes out of the way, or at least the ones that aren't that important, well, first of all, Zoro has finally caught up to this so-called fairy, and he grabs his sword back. Then some small little arm, like, grabs Zoro and tosses Zoro over the side of a building, and then the bag of goodies falls on top of Zoro, and then Zoro apparently sees this so-called fairy. So, I have no idea what's going on, but keep in mind, make note that this small little arm was able to grab Zoro and just hurl him. So, that small little arm is packing a lot of power. That's very obvious. And that, I think, was scene 3. Scene 5 was my man Sanji. And Sanji, alright man, he's still in the hurricane of love, alright? And, I mean, someone told me that Sanji may, and this is not going to happen, but someone told me that Sanji would probably, if Oda decide to do pairings, he would hook up with Boa Hancock, because both of them are talking about hurricanes of love, and I'm like, no, that's not how it rolls. I mean, it's unfortunate, because that'll be really good for Sanji, but that's not how it rolls. And he's able to actually, what he does is that he's able to actually, like, take out some dude, like some sniper, who was like 16 meters, like, there was a 16-meter tall tower, and the sniper was chilling there. He took him out, real easy. And, you know, because he can sense these things, because he has the observation hockey going on. And what I can say was that, because I had the headphones on, I was watching the episode via headphones, obviously, because these things make it a lot better. But I did notice how, and it appears to be the case, whenever it comes to the Skywalk or the Genpo, whatever you want to call it, you can hear like a distinct boom, like every time he does it. Like, it seems to have like an initial thing sound, and then it's just like a distinct after boom. So I just want to point that out. But again, he's still in the hurricane of love, the hurricane of love. Now, when it comes to scene 4, this was a given, all right. Kinemon, this was so given. When you're yelling out Kanjiro, 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 when you're yelling this shit out in the middle of the city, obviously you're gonna get caught. And what happened? He got caught, and he's being packed now by some fodder. but the fighter have an ace up their sleeve, which is, we're gonna kill Kanjiro if you make any false moves. Alright, so there you go. Kinemon is in a pickle, and how he's gonna get out of it, we're not too sure. But that's scene 4. Now, when it comes to scene 6, this scene, again, it's mainly just playing Shogun with Momonosuke, just to appease him. And Chopper, alright, and this is where I'll give Chopper some credit here, right? I have to. Chopper has actually noticed, as of other people in the crew, but he was the one who actually mentioned it, that Momonosuke has seemed to have gone through some kind of trauma in his life. And we don't know where which this actually, because remember how, like, when they got to the island and Luffy was fighting Momonosuke when he was in dragon form, Momonosuke had like an image of a hand reaching towards him, asking him his name. Now, unless the hand is from like Super Smash Bros, the hand ain't talking. So, what I'm assuming here is that it's either somehow tied to Flamingo or Kaido. Because, again, Momonosuke and Kinemon, when Kaido was mentioned, they were like really like on edge. Like, they were massively on edge, and they were very worried. So, Kaido seems to be relevant not only in the sense of Flamingo and also in the Smile artificial devil fruits, but also in the sense of Wano Kuni. Now, again, I'm not too sure. I mean, someone did throw in a theory where Kaido is the Shogun of Wano Kuni. I don't think so. No, there's no way. So, and again, Wano Kuni seem to be strong enough. From what we hear, their samurai are so good where they don't even need the protection of the Marines. So, because a lot of countries, they have their own fleets, they have their own navy, they have their own, you know, military force. So, I don't see it. I really don't. But, again, there's something going on there with the trauma, and Chopper did know, and he did point that out. And so, props on Chopper for actually pointing that out. And I guess it also, you know, leaned towards the fact that Chopper, he is experienced in the medical field, so, I mean, whatever. Now, what is the main focus of Part 6 is that there's something going on the ship. Someone snuck on the ship somehow, right? They pulled the stealth mode. They pulled the Captain Kuro, and they just snuck on board. And since Nami, nor Chopper, nor Brook have Kenbonshu Haki, they couldn't sense. And, I mean, Brook, people argue all the time, because technically, Brook uses his soul. And I think one of the forms of Haki, there's intimidation, there's knowing, and then there's spirit. So technically, your soul would be your spirit, I think, right? So, I mean, whatever, because the soul, the spirit, I can't really differentiate between the two. But all we know is that there's will, there's presence, and then there is spirit or soul, and I'm going to go with spirit. So maybe there's a difference between the spirit and the soul. I have no idea. But either way, the thing about it is that we see the men's quarters, and the men's quarters are like, well, it's hard to explain. It's like, whoa, it's like, what the hell's that going on here? There's some weird, like, basically it's been altered, right? The men's quarters have been altered in some way, shape, and form, and we don't know what's going on, but someone is clearly on board the ship, and not only, well, I want to say Kinemon's in immediate danger, but the guys on the ship are, in fact, in immediate danger, because whoever's on board the ship is no bitch, and we know that at least Nami and Chopper, most of the time, and of course Momonosuke, are bitches. Straight up bitches. But Brook, Soul King, may pull out some arrow not straight, and I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Now, when it comes to the two main scenes, Scene 1 and Scene 2. First of all, Scene 2. This to me was the best part of the episode by leaps and bounds. CP0. Cipher Pol Aegis 0. Whoa. Whoa. Now, there's this bridge between Greenbit and the country, or the main island. And apparently the bridge is made out of iron. But they're like these school of like this thing called fighting fish. We see them in the Colosseum. And now we know where they come from. Well, actually, no. In the Colosseum, I believe that they were called little fighting fish. So that means that in the Greenbit area, they're going to be big fighting fish, or actual size fighting fish. And you can see some of the iron. You can see some of the iron is actually like swayed in, as if like there was some impact upon the iron. Now, but that's not important, because the bridge we'll get to when we get to it. But right now what's important is that we see Law and his group, and they're gonna cross the bridge because that's the meeting spot for the transaction between Law and Flamingo. But they run into someone, because in Law's scouting, he's like, wait a second, so, you know, I'm really curious about how the country, their king, he just was kicked out, he removed himself from Shichibukai, but everyone's A-okay, and everyone's calm, and it's weird. But what's even weirder is the introduction of Cipher Pol Aegis Zero. Now, CP9 wasn't the top of the Cipher Pols. The top of the Cipher Pols is in fact CP0. They are numero uno. They are number 1, or in this case, number 0. And these guys, and Usa makes a good freaking point. Cipher Pol number 9 were disgusting, alright? Rob Lucci. Oh no. Oh, Rogogan. Yeah. So, Cipher Pol's number 9 was just, they were freaks. But CP0, the strongest of the Cipher Pols, of the intelligence organizations within the world government. Oh no. And there's only 3 of them, man. There's 3 guys. Now, I'm not saying that there's only 3 guys in the entire CP0, but then again, when you think about it, that's probably the case. Since we have Cipher Pol number 9, they had single-digit members, to my recollection. So, yeah, I believe so. So, the fact that we're going below 5 when it comes to Cipher Pol 0 shows you just how good they are. Just how devastating they are by themselves. And Robin even says, wherever they go, trouble always follows. And this may have to do with why the country is the way it is at this point in time. So, because again, you must remember that Cipher Pol is a world government affiliation group. So actually, maybe they're here to take Flamingo's head. Since Flamingo resigned as Shichibukai, they also sent, I mean, and that's kind of quick too. I was like, well, hold on. Like, unless they were already there, like how is it that Cipher Pol, because the news was found out this morning. So unless Cipher Pol is that fast, like unless the Rokishi is just that disgustingly fast, where they were, like wherever they were, like they flew over like real quick to take out Flamingo, or they're already there. Because Akainu made some, you know, deduction. So maybe they're there to take out Flamingo or the Straw Hats or, you know, something. We don't know exactly. But they're there. Alright, that's the key part. Cipher Pol is there. Now, that's the best part in the episode, in my personal opinion. And finally, the last part. It's very simple, alright? We have this talk between Bellamy the Hyena and Luffy. Actually, some very nice artwork going on here when it came to the portrayal of the flashback of Luffy and Bellamy, especially when it came to that one particular scene where you see Bellamy, he's bouncing around, and you see like an etched out Luffy. In fact, I'm showing you right now. You see the picture where you see Luffy, he's right there just chilling, and Bellamy's bouncing around. It's a very, very, very nice picture. Props to them. And basically, Bellamy reveals that he actually went to Skypiea. He went to Skypiea, and Luffy's like, shit, is everything okay in Skypiea? Like, did you do anything up there? Did you fuck around with Ganfall? Did you mess around with Wiper? Well, no. Maybe Wiper beat up Bellamy. I don't know. Because Wiper, oh man, Wiper was on a whole new level. I mean, well, I can't say that, but I mean, the guy was pretty skilled nonetheless. And, I mean, had Wiper actually been an individual in the Blue Sea, he may have had a really, really high-ass bounty, alright? Like, well, no, well, not massively high. Like, let's say somewhere around, like, 50 to 100 million betting. And speaking of bounty, Bellamy, he's spiked. Whoa, what the fuck was he doing for the past 2 years? This dude went from, like a 55 million to 195 million. Bellamy, the hyena. So, hey, he was putting in some work. That's very obvious. What exactly? I don't know. The world may never know. And finally, in that scene 1, which was also distributed across the majority of the episode, was Bartolomeo. And he takes out Maynard. Alright? Now, Maynard, mind you, is a Vice Admiral. And listen, the Vice Admiral rankings, they're everywhere. Okay? Like, you have guys who are like mid-Vice Admiral range, like Smoker. Then you have like the Supreme Vice Admirals who can compete with actual Admirals, like Garp. Then you have dudes like Maynard that just seem like utter trash. But at the same time, this probably is a good indication of the strength of Bartolomeo. And apparently he's a rookie who just hopped in this last year. So he's a year rookie, okay? Because remind you, Cavendish, he's 3 years. Luffy, Law, and others, they're 2 years. And this guy Bartolomeo, he's 1 year. So, I mean, actually this year, there would have been more rookies, like more big-time rookies, like Caribou and, you know, like those guys when the timeskip first started. So, basically, this dude, he comes out there into the actual Coliseum after beating up Maynard. And he has his stats going on. Apparently he's a scumbag dude. He's bombed innocent civilians. He has posted videos of him mutilating other pirates and stuff like that. So I don't know where you're posting it to, but whatever. And that's the way this guy operates. He's just a scumbag. Alright, he's a massive, massive dick. So, you know, obviously caught my attention. No homo. So that's it. That's it. The episode rating overall, it was actually better than norm because I did like the fact that they actually structured the episode in a very nice fashion. So just for that alone, I'm gonna bump it to a good, and I'm gonna leave it at a good because I mean, no, a good plus because Cipher Pol. I mean, it is what it is, man. Like these guys are associates of Rob Lucci. Well, actually, no. If you read the One Piece side story of CP9, they've bailed. They've abandoned ship. They're gone. So they've left the world government. So obviously that means that more burdens fall upon CP0. And what they're here for, we don't know. But it is what it is, and I can't wait and see. So I'm done. The rating's gonna be good plus, and I will see you guys later. Even though the pacing was as usual slow as shit, in this case the benefits outweigh the negatives. So yeah, I'm done. King Lightning. Be sure, of course, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.